Good morning, everyone. And a very special good morning to all those who join us from home, and a particular good morning to Brother Terry, for whom we all pray, whom I'm sure is watching and celebrating with us from his place in Hartford today. This weekend we celebrate Catechetical Sunday, that weekend of the year in which the Church asks all of us to recognize those who have been chosen as catechists in our parishes, to bless them and then commission them for the upcoming year. These catechists are the teachers in our Catholic schools and colleges. These catechists are our parishioners who work with our young people and with adults in many faith formation programs in schools and in the College of Our Lady of the Elms here in our diocese. Today we recognize that these people are far more than teachers. They are catechists. They do teach, certainly, but today we realize that the work they do, so many of our catechists here with us today, goes far beyond teaching. The word catechist comes from the Greek word katechesis, which means to echo. A catechist echoes the faith. A catechist makes the faith resound. Each year there is a theme for Catechetical Sunday, and this year's theme is "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened," words taken from the 11th chapter of Matthew's Gospel. This quote from Matthew's Gospel starts with the invitation to come. Come to me. Jesus' directive is to all, not just to the privileged. In so many ways, our catechists echo those words of Jesus, the Good Shepherd, as they say, come to our young people and adults who are part of our diocesan family. The catechists we commission this weekend imitate Christ the Good Shepherd as they echo their own faith and help lift the burdens of those entrusted to their care. As our diocese celebrates Catechetical Sunday with dioceses throughout our country this weekend, and the Gospel's invitation is heard for all who are laboring and burdened to come find rest, we anticipate a Mass for the addicted and those who love them to be celebrated in St. Michael's Cathedral next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We all know that during and since COVID, our nation has experienced a shocking increase in the number of people living with and dying from a wide array of substance use and mental health disorders. Even sadder is the fact that 93% of those living with substance abuse disorders in our country in 2003 did not receive any treatment, while more than 55% of adults with serious mental illnesses received no treatment either. In Massachusetts alone, more than 2,700 people died just last year due to excessive use of alcohol, and this is to say nothing of the increasing deaths as a result of heroin use. Sadly, the 4 counties of Western Massachusetts that form the Diocese of Springfield have been no stranger to the pain of addiction. Almost every city and town in our diocese has experienced a notable increase in addiction-related deaths since COVID. The Diocese of Springfield and the Elms College have been intentional in our response to this crisis. Last March, the Diocese of Springfield and Elms College co-sponsored a day dedicated to the addiction crisis and the Church's pastoral response. In March of 2024, the Diocese of Springfield and Elms College will once again collaborate and co-sponsor another day, this time dedicated to the mental health crisis in Western Massachusetts and to the Church's response to that crisis. And we are so honored and blessed to have with us here today celebrating the Mass, the organizers of that event. Celeste Labby, the Director of Faith Formation for our diocese, Dr. Michael McGravy, the Director of the Institute for Theology and Pastoral Studies at Elms College, and Deacon David Bergeron of St. Patrick's Parish in South Hadley. All of our educational efforts and all of the outreach by our Catholic healthcare agencies are undoubtedly significant. However, today, as we contemplate that invitation of Catechetical Sunday, our faith reminds us of the importance of prayer and the need to be equally intentional in praying for those living with addiction and those who love and care for them deeply. We know from experience that recovery is possible and that treatment does work. We also know from experience that an essential part of lifelong recovery from addiction are efforts to address the spiritual connection with God and with others, a connection that is lost as addiction progresses. We are reminded as we contemplate this Mass with Bishop Byrne next weekend, and as we celebrate this Mass today, that the Church is invited to be an agent of transformative recovery for our parishioners and friends living with addiction. The Church must echo the words of Jesus, "Come to me, all you who find life burdensome, and I will give you rest." As we honor the catechists throughout our diocese and all of the teachers in our Catholic schools and college, and as we anticipate that Mass for the addicted and those who love them next Sunday, let's recommit ourselves this day to be a church where all are genuinely welcomed and all hear the call of Jesus, especially the addicted, "Come to me, and I will give you rest."